the rate of incarceration in the United States incarcerates the most people worldwide, with over 2.3 million people in prison under criminal justice supervision. And so we'll have a dialogue about that and how it impacts our communities and resulting in police.
I want to say that our communities are failing our children and us, because we always complain among each other and we always talk about there's nothing that can be done. Well, that's not true, because if we get out and vote, and if we convince everybody in our communities to get out and vote, we have a church on every other street. If our churches would recognize 5 blocks and the next church recognize the next 5 blocks, we would build back our communities. The problem is that our communities are failing our children and us. And in order to make change, we have to vote, we have to have protests, and we have to stand for what's right. And we have to let them know that we're tired of them policing our communities, and we're tired of them killing our kids. Now, in the 80s, we had the crack epidemic, and it was all right. And then after that, we had the Rockefeller drug laws, and they started sending our kids to prison. In our communities, they raise us to believe that it's all right to go see our men in prison, and it's all right to go see our sons in prison. Now they want to hold prison on the streets by killing our children. So no longer are they trying to lock us up. They're just trying to eliminate our men on the streets at a very young age, so that we cannot keep reproducing ourselves and making our nation. So as a community, we have to educate our kids and let them know that it's not all right. We're not going to have you killing our kids on the street and our men's on the street like this. First of all, the police is trained to stop you and arrest you. They are trained to shoot. So they know how to wound you and lock you up. Since when did we start saying, kill them on the street? So now you're killing us instead of locking us up. And we just can't tolerate that. And I think that every organization, no matter what you represent, no matter what you're fighting for, what cause, everybody needs to get involved with this.
Next we have King Ty, who's also an author, a book that he wrote while he was in prison. And both books, Life on the Outside by Elaine Bartlett and The Lost Society, is available outside at the table that says Citizens Against Recidivism. And now I'll turn it over to Ty, and he'll tell you some things about himself.
Yes, my name is King Ty. Right now, I broke my jaw, so right now I'm on some Kanye West, you know what I'm saying, through the wire, but hopefully y'all could just rock with me, you know. But I wrote this book called The Lost Society when I was locked up in North Carolina and in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm from New Haven, Connecticut, so you already know how I was getting down. When I got locked up, when it was a show called Prison Break that was up, right? And Prison Break, it was like mad fantasy, climbing through the vents, and getting tattoos, escape plans, and all this other rapery and stabbing, But when I went in jail, it was none of that. There was nobody climbing in the vents, nobody getting tattoos or escape plans, and none of that, It was just a bunch of black men sitting around kicking the woolly bobo for hours. So I started looking at it, and I started analyzing it. Look, what's going on? Even though we sitting in jail they used to feed us behind a thing where we couldn't even see our own food. And these people, finding roaches, nails, dirt in their food. You know what I'm saying? They used to take our letters and cut them open and search them. Sometimes they cut out whole paragraphs, miss whole pieces of letters. A correspondence, one of the biggest things you need in jail is the human connection. They used to cut out letters, couldn't even do that. Be on the phone. Because
why is that? it's because the relationship between the police and the citizens is skewed. It's upside down, right? We shouldn't be fearing them. And they come in our communities, man, and they police us. And, you know, this broken windows, what else do they call it?
We got doors, broken windows.
Yeah, broken windows, but there's another name for it. Well, anyhow, we have 30,000 to 40,000 policemen in New York City. We got entirely too many police. They have to justify their existence. They have deliverables, man, that they have to produce for the FBI, Homeland Security, New York City. And these deliverables consist of them arresting people for nothing, right? Zero tolerance. That's what I was trying to think of. Zero tolerance for what? If they did this in a Jewish community, or they did this in the Italian community, or they did this even in the Latino community, they'd have a problem. There'd be pushback, major pushback, right? But somehow we've accepted this paradigm shift to them being our masters and us being the servants. And we have to, I mean, that's ultimately, we have to break out of that, right? That's the number one step towards eliminating the police policy and practice as it exists right now.
Majority of the time is not even of our own choosing. We have been being presented with candidates and being made to choose the lesser of the two evils. And even once they've been elected, you know, the tendency is to fall back and wait for them to go handle our business. And we cannot do that. We have to be very much hands-on involved for the simple fact that big business corporations run and control the voting process today, so that we can't even get our voice heard at the level that it should be heard when we're demanding the things that we need for ourselves and our community. Big business finances the campaigns of candidates so that their voice is heard louder. Their commercials are seen, their literature is displayed, and they have the ability to override another candidate who may have well and good intentions. Our people are really dissuaded with the voting process, and they have every good reason to do that, because we've seen election after election and been given promises after promises that went unfulfilled and unmet. And a lot of times it's not solely because of the candidate who's running for office or the candidate who actually is successful in obtaining office. You know, as an elected official, you can pass no measure alone. In order to get a bill passed, you have to work with the other people as officials to vote along with you in order to get it passed. If you're the type of official and you tell your constituents or the people who you represent, I need you to show up at this building tomorrow at 8 o'clock because they're trying to take your housing away, and you don't show up, he stands alone. Okay, and it makes it that much easier for big business to say, here's 10,000, vote my way. Okay, it's literally seriously like that. It's a game. Okay, and if we are not aware of how the game is played, we will lose each and every time. Yes. I don't believe that, you know, our ancestors fought for the right to vote simply for us to co-sign on the least less evil. I think it's an insult, you know, to their efforts and the sacrifice that they made to even get us an opportunity to vote. I think that if we're going to cherish the vote, then we should not just cherish it by telling each other, come vote because it's vote time, but we should cherish it to the degree that we are actually concerned and investigating who is running, what they're going to do, and everything that we need to do to support them so that they can handle our business the way it needs to be handled.
And learn how to fight the Rockefeller drug laws from inside, bringing it to the street, and getting clemency for Governor Pataki. I know anything is possible. So nobody can sit here and tell me that it's not possible. We do make a difference, and we have the power, we have the intelligence to do so. We just need to use it wisely.
Once again, my name is Tyrese Malloy. They call me King Ty, because I'll just be holding it down like that. But at the end of the day, what I think is a solution to the situation that we see today is, there's many factors, but one concrete factor is, we really don't got our own culture. You know what I'm saying? We really don't even know ourselves. Like, we like a carbon copy of white American culture, you know what I'm saying, mixed and splashed around, and now we rocking how they rocking. We don't got our own economic system. We don't got our own, how people got rites of passages. We don't got no rites of passage other than jail. We don't have our own culture. We don't speak our own language. We don't do none of that. So at the core of our identity is something missing, and that piece being missing allows us to be self-conscious to where we don't have a full confidence, to where if we see something going wrong, whether it's between a citizen and the police or two citizens, most people just gonna walk right past because we don't feel like we're strong enough to have a voice to say anything. But if we stood on our own culture, we'd be able to stand on our own issues and hold it down in a way that would be specific to us.
Ready? No mic.
You got it, man? You got it? Okay, we good? Can we get one time? Can we get one? Yeah, so yes, it's, come on.
The star of the show, Black Expo. This is Morgan. This is Lenny for the Elements Extra Show from Hotel Pennsylvania in New York City. Hope you enjoy it.